Happy November, everybody. Welcome to tonight's program. This is Plain Talk, and my name is Todd Graves. I'm co-founder of Graves Golf. My mission is to help you play better golf, but I want to show you an easier way to do that. So I know we have a lot of new people in the program tonight. New people may be new to Graves Golf, new to what we teach here at Graves Golf, and new to the single plane golf swing. So I want to talk about, where we go from here. Now, the reason that you're here is because you want to play better golf. And the reason you're going to continue to show up at programs like this is because you're looking for some ways that you can actually get better. But I want to be completely transparent with you tonight as we get into the program that I know 1,000% that I can help you become a better golfer. But you're going to have to change the way that you're currently improving the way you're improving. You'll have to change what you're currently doing right now. My goal tonight is to show you what you're going to have to do, what changes you're going to have to make. And by the way, these are not complicated changes. This is not working harder. This is not working more. This is being a lot smarter about what you're doing. Matter of fact, I just completed a book called The Intelligent Golf Swing, and it's really about becoming an intelligent golfer. That doesn't mean just intelligent ways that you swing the club. That also means intelligent ways that you go about practicing and using your time and being intelligent about how you get better at this game. We're going to start doing things intelligently here, and that's what tonight's show is all about. I've taught thousands of people the single plane swing. I've produced some best-selling content. We had a best-selling video called The Single Plane Solution that we produced in 2010. That video sold over 1 million copies. I produced a book called The Single Plane Golf Swing, Play Better Golf the Mo Norman Way in 2014. That was a bestseller on Amazon, and now I have the Intelligent Golf Swing book. I have become better as a coach to help you. So tonight we're going to talk about what that means. Me as a coach, Graves Golf as a coaching company, to help you get better and improve in a faster, more reliable way going forward. That's what this program is about. The first thing I want to mention to you as we get into tonight's program, though, is I want to go through a few things that I know you'll find some value in as far as how I can help you get better and improve. I want to show you some things about the single plane swing tonight, but I also want to get into some aspects of you and what the program you're going to need to get better. I want to show you the swing model that we work from. You'll find this interesting as I go through the model and how we analyze the swing, things that I would show you. Then I'm going to do a sample analysis of a golf swing. So I'm going to go into a student's swing. We're going to do an analysis with you. I'm going to coach a student with you tonight to show you what that looks like and how we can help people and how I can help this person, this guy Jim, who is nice enough to send his swing in, to look at Jim's swing and show you some things about his swing that you might find relevant. The first conversation we need to have, though, is this, and I'm going to ask you a question. And the question is simply this. I know your goal is to become a better, more consistent golfer. I'm in the world of consistency. Yes, distance is great. We need to hit it at a certain distance, but your goal and my goal is to become a consistent golfer. Hit the ball more consistently, hit it in the fairway more consistently, hit more greens consistently. That's the number one statistic to shooting lower scores is greens and regulation. Hit more greens, be more consistent when you putt the ball, more consistent when you chip the golf ball. So the consistency factor, more consistent when you play the game. Every time you step up, I always tell people nothing's more exciting than knowing when you step out on the first tee that you're going to play well. Having that consistency built into your game. So this word consistency to me is the mission here. We're trying to become more consistent. But here's my question for you based on that comment. How can you be more consistent when you hit a golf ball, when you're on the course, if you don't have a way to practice consistently? Think about that for a minute. Do you think that the reason that you're struggling so much to be better at golf is because you've never practiced anything consistently? Now, doesn't mean you haven't practiced. That doesn't mean you don't go to the range and hit golf balls. Sometimes that's not really practice. That's just kind of going through the motions. But have you consistently found a way to get better? I'll give you an example. When I practice, I have 3 types of practice that I personally use. They're very different types of practice. One is a type of practice that's very technical. I work on something technical in my swing. It's a type of practice. And I have certain consistent ways that I do that. For example, I use a video camera. I video my swing. I have angles that I look at, and I have the model that I'm working off of, right? That's a type of practice. And I consistently do that practice when I am working on my swing mechanics. Makes sense? I also have a consistent way I practice when I'm working on target practicing. In other words, when I go to the range and I want to hit the ball at a target, I'm not working on my swing. I'm working on alignment, setup position, hitting balls at targets. I have measurement. It's going to be an important word tonight. I have a way of measuring it to make sure that I'm getting the result I want. Very different type of practice than mechanical swing practice. And then I have a third type of practice, which I call my driver practice. And this is my long game stuff. That is where I hit drivers, and I really dial in my driver. It's not technical. It's not necessarily target practice. It's driver-specific training, because the driver to me is a very important club in the bag. And I have ways I practice more short game and ways I practice my putting. I'm just giving you 3 examples of very consistent ways I practice. Here's what I don't do, and I don't let any of the people I coach do this. I don't let them go out there and just hit golf balls. Just go hit some balls. To me, it's fine, but it's not really going to get you the benefit and the result and the rewards you want if you're trying to improve. So tonight, my goal is to give you a result. My mission as a coach, the company's mission for you is to get you results. That's it. And what results is that? Consistency. Which means I got to improve your golf swing, but I've got to do it in a way where we use consistent practice. The most important aspect to consistent practice when I want to help you get better, now follow me on this, is feedback. How I get you to a result is it's a measurable. I have to get you feedback. This is where most of you are making mistakes right now, is you're not getting feedback on your practice. Now, we're going to have to go down this rabbit hole just a little bit. What does it mean to get feedback on your practice? Well, when I take a camera out and I video my swing and I look at it, that is me going, okay, there's things I might want to change in that swing on the video, which we're going to do it today. I'm going to show you some samples today. How do I know what to change? So there's a question. And this is where you don't even know what to change, right? That's why you hire me, coaches. That's why you come to my company, because you want to hire us to help you. I totally get it. I hire coaches all the time. No one hires more coaches than I do. When I want to solve an issue, I hire a coach. And the coach coaches me through it, and I learn, I get better, and I speed up the learning process, exactly what you're trying to do tonight. But we have to get consistent against a model. So we need feedback. I'm going to put that up here, feedback. But the only benefit, the only way to get feedback or understand what I'm trying to improve upon, feedback on what, is to have a model. Those things go together. I can't get feedback. Yeah, I can see what I'm doing wrong. It doesn't look right. Against what? The model. So we have to have a model. So keep this in mind. If I'm going to get consistent practice, I must have a model. The model is nothing more than, obviously it's our single plane swing, but the model is a standard or a frame of reference for us. Okay? Very important part of that. Now, I've got to be able to measure myself with this feedback. I got to be able to measure against the model. That means look at my swing, look at the model swing. And then I got to have, obviously, know what positions I'm looking for, or know how to compare myself to the model. And by the way, everything I'm going to do here, and there's a word we got to put up here, speed. Now, this isn't swing speed. This is speeding up your learning process. It's November, and let's say I want to spend the next 90 days with you, and I want to accelerate you getting better and get the result I want. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a video of your swing. I'm going to compare it to the model, which is what we do here. We have a frame of reference that we look for ideal mechanics of your swing. And then I'm going to measure you against that model, right? So that's the next thing I'm going to do. All in the goal is to make you more consistent. Without a model and without the ability to give you feedback and measure, you're going to make the biggest mistake that everybody makes is you start guessing. And this is why I don't let my students go out there and just hit golf balls, because they get into a guessing game. Because what they do is they hit a bad shot and they start guessing. Why did I do that? Hit another bad shot, they make another guess. Hit one right, face was open. Hit one left, face was closed. Not necessarily why. They're getting the wrong feedback. That golf ball you're hitting is giving you bad feedback. You need to get feedback from your mechanics and your motion. We're gonna show that tonight. And then, once we understand this, once you have consistent feedback, you know, in other words, you know exactly what to practice. Exactly. See, this is the point of tonight's show. I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to practice. How valuable is that? If somebody walks in my business, this is a side note here, if somebody walks in my business and said, I know exactly what I can do to help your company do better, one exact thing, I'll be like, I'm all ears, right? That's what we're after. We're after the most important one thing that we can do to get better. That's what I can do with the feedback when I get against the model and measure it. I can give you exactly. And then we have to consistently practice that one thing, and we're gonna get better. See, I just gave you the whole thing. Now we got consistent practice. Correctly, I'm going to put practice correctly. And now we get better. So this is it. It's a very simple process here. It's nothing complicated. We have the model, single plane, easy. That's the easy part. I now take a video of your swing. Now I can compare yourself to the model. Now I've measured it. Now I know exactly what you're going to do. Now I practice that correctly. You see what I'm doing here? This is my formula. By the way, that's the formula that we use to improve thousands of golfers. That's why I'm telling you it tonight. That gives me to the results. Again, my goal is to get you a result, make you better. That's my mission. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up Mo as a model. I wanna show you the model and what we look for. And I'm doing this, a lot of you are already involved with Graves Golf. You already seen the model many times. There is nothing to me more important than clarity. If I give you clarity, and that's what I meant by when I said to you, I'm going to give you the one most important thing for you to work on, whether it's somewhere in your swing or your address or your backswing, whatever it is. If I give you super clarity on that, it makes it easy, because all you got to do is go work on that, right? All you got to do is go fix that or correct that or give you clarity on this. My job is to give you clarity. Well, the model gives us clarity. When we look at the swing model, it gives us pure clarity on what we're looking for. And then I can do a comparison. So I'm going to show you the model. Then I'm going to show you a sample swing, and then we'll compare it. And you guys will see right away, this is the value of coaching. I'm going to show you exactly what we do online. Matter of fact, we have coaches right now. We're doing probably, 50 to 100 swing reviews a day, but it's not just swing reviews. It's feedback, measure, practice correctly reviews. We give you feedback, we measure against the model, we tell you what to practice. We're doing these every single day, 50 to 100 videos a day that come into our academy online every single day. That's what we're talking about. So I'm going to do that with you. Now, I'm going to show you what our academy is doing. You're kind of seeing behind the scenes here. I'm going to show you what our academy is doing behind the scenes. You guys think that we're out there doing golf lessons on the tee or running golf schools all the time. It's not true. What we're doing is, you guys, many of you are sending videos to us. You're sending your videos to us, your swing videos. We are then doing exactly this. We're running it through our process and coaching you back. And we're keeping you accountable to that thing. So let's do that. Let's go through this. I have it on my iPad here. I actually have the model that we use. I have Mo Norman's golf swing. So we're going to go through this. Now, as I go through this model, and I present this quite a bit, there's actually very simple things we look for. I'm showing you a down the line view right now. The down the line view is where we see the path of the club in the swing plane. What I want you to really see in this is, I'm going to draw a line here. So I drew a plane line on this. So you're seeing this plane line. This is a reference line that I like to show. Here's why I like to draw the plane line first. It's kind of the first initial thing we do. It tells me a lot about the geometry of the address position, and it gives me the reference to swing plane. So when you swing the golf club, when your body moves the golf club, it produces club movement. Well, if it doesn't move the club correctly, there's an incorrect position behind that. That's what we're able to measure, because not only can we see the club position, but we can also see the body position subsequent that's causing that club position. So the plane line becomes a really good reference for us. Now, here's some keys to Mo's address. This is what we're looking for here. Notice the lead arm is visible above the trail arm. See the lead arm? It's visible. Now, I'm going to get a little specific here with you, because when I'm doing this analysis, and by the way, you can do this. You can grab a camera and go do this yourself. You notice I see the lead arm, but I'm also seeing the lead shoulder slightly. It's called flexion. The lead shoulder is in flexion here, okay? So notice, and I'm going to do this with you since I have the camera here. Notice at address, so you're seeing my lead shoulder and lead arm. That's because it's not just my arm being in front of my body, it's because I have side bend. So watch this. I'm going to put myself with no side bend. You cannot see my lead arm. See that? You don't see my lead arm. Now I'm going to go into side bend, and now you see my lead arm. So I went from here to there, and you saw the lead arm visible. So it's not that I have my lead arm visible, it's I have my body in a position, my arms, hands, club, and tilt in a position that makes the lead arm visible. It's biomechanics. The second thing is, notice when I'm this way, the lead arm is aligning with the club here. So I have this alignment, and I have this alignment. And I'm showing you this because I'm showing you how with a simple video of your swing, I can get all these measurables. By the way, this is what we're so great at. This is, if you say, Todd, why has your company been so successful? Why has Graves Golf been so successful teaching the single plane swing? It's for two reasons. One, we have the greatest model that's ever existed in golf. It's a simple biomechanical model, single plane swing. Obviously, Mo Norman is the first real person that founded the single plane swing, discovered the easiest way, but this is Mo Norman's golf swing. So we have this ideal single plane model, and we're extremely good at measuring the measurables and coaching you through this model. That's what these coaches are so highly trained at. That's what I spend my time doing here at Graves Golf, is making sure the coaches are very high level, that we can give people exactly this process when they want to learn from us. Okay, so you're looking at right now, let's look back at the model. You got the lead arm visible. Look at the plane line for a second. You see the plane line? Let me take this one line off right here. And so if you look at the plane line again, you're noticing that line goes from the club shaft under kind of through the trail arm, but look, it kind of exits under his armpit. There is a particular alignment that we want to see through the middle of the back. So in other words, this would be too high, right? That would be too high. That would be too low, but this would be too high. This would be too low. If we get this lined up correctly, it puts the right shoulder in the correct position, and now this alignment goes through the middle of my back. So again, there's some really particular measurables that we look for at this address. The other one I look for is this. You want the legs to be ankle with hip joint alignment. So not locked out, but somewhat straight, because that puts the pelvis into a bend. Okay, so we get this bend and not this bend. Okay, I'm going to show you a video that kind of shows you what's going on here. This has a lot to do with posterior chain and being able to rotate. If I get my knees too bent, I don't rotate well. Again, there is a biomechanical golf swing reason for everything you're seeing when I analyze this video. Okay? Let's go into the backswing now. I'm going to keep these lines up here. So now, now I can look through the swing model, and I can just look at this motion of the swing and the club movement. So I'm going to go into the backswing. Notice the hands and club go under the line. That's what we call position one. So this is kind of the first checkpoint we look for, is are the hands and club moving under the line? As he goes coming up, here's a nice checkpoint I look for. Notice the club. The club is now parallel. It's parallel to the original plane, but it's underneath it. So what this tells me is that Mo has rotated nicely and his hands have moved radial deviation. So what that just told me is from that great address position that Mo had, he turned back everything together, and then his hands move correctly upward, in and up, radial deviation. So that tells me about his hands and his wrists and his grip and his arm position. So again, you don't have to know all this stuff. I'm not asking you to learn all this stuff. I'm telling you what our coaches are doing every single day with 100 swings a day coming in here. We're coaching people through this. We're using this as a model to analyze the swing and then pick out the exact things that you need to work on. We do call it the one thing training. So again, there's a nice position I'm looking for. Then Mo goes to the top. Look at when he's at the top, how his hands are on the line. He just playing the golf club. Look at the arm position, club shaft. Look at the plane position there. Now, Mo's going to come down. You want to see the hands. Look at the club on the line. The hands will move straight down the line, and he'll return that club back to the plane line. So at impact, the club will return back to the line. So what you're seeing here is the single plane swing. We're watching the club movement, but I'm also making sure the body positions are correct. The only way Mo can move the club correctly is if his body positions are correct. I want you to pay particular attention here. I'm going to erase these lines real quick. Now, watch this for a second. I'm going to go back and draw a plane line on here. Watch, move this line just a second. Okay, I want you to watch his spine here. I'm going to draw another line, and I want you to watch how his back is working. And then notice how he'll stay right on that line there. So, again, I'm not going to go through every little nuance that we coach with, but I'm just giving you some indicators of what we're doing when you send videos in to us. We have specific ways that we measure the model. We're actually measuring in 3D with a video. So we draw lines on the spine, we draw lines on the legs, we draw a line on the club shaft. There's measurables. There's measurables we are absolutely looking for when you send a video in. And those measurables have a biomechanical component to them. And so I'll keep going with Mo here. Notice the right shoulder. Look at the right shoulder on the plane there. He's releasing. One thing I look for and the coaches look for is we look for this alignment of the club again to be parallel to the plane through the left shoulder on position 5 to 6 here. Look at his trail foot on the ground and look at his posture. So he's staying in posture and that club is exiting on plane. Okay, now I gave a very quick summary of an example of when I'm looking at the swing model. This is, obviously Mo's the best. So I'm giving you our measurables, how we measure against the model. So if that swing came to me, I'm like, swing's perfect, you're looking great, right? Okay, let's do this. Let's go find Jim Wendling's swing here. And what I'll do here is I'm going to bring this up. Now, here's what we have in front of us here. So Jim sent a swing in. So Jim is in our coaching program. And Jim sends this swing to our coaches. He takes a quick video. He goes to his iPhone, takes a quick video of the swing, and sends it to the coaches. Now the coaches will receive this inside of a space. So we have a coaching app. Inside the coaching app is a space. This is sitting in Jim's space right now. The coaches will go in there and do a full analysis, do this nice analysis with him and give him instruction and feedback on exactly what he needs to go work on. I'm going to do that for Jim right now. I'm going to do the analysis with you so you can see what a coach would do. So Jim sends a swing in. He has a nice down the line view, and that's kind of one of the important things, is to have a nice down the line angle. Now keep in mind what we just saw, right? I'm going to draw the plane line, okay? Okay, so I'm drawing the plane line on this. It doesn't look bad. I mean, you're seeing the club lined up with the trail arm, a little bit low, possibly, but let's look at a couple other things. I see the lead arm visible, right? I see the lead arm visible, so that's not bad. Lead arm is visible. But I look at the hip joint. The hip joint is too far back. So Jim is kind of standing a little bit with too much knee flex back like this. Now, we're very highly trained coaches when it comes to biomechanics. Not only have we seen thousands of swings online and watched all these swings and basically worked with thousands of golfers, this is going to create a rotational problem. Let me show you what happens to Jim. I'm going to draw that same line up his back here. Okay, now watch the movement here. So again, you guys don't need to know all this stuff, and this doesn't need to be part of the way you analyze swings, but I want you to kind of see what we see as coaches so you see how valuable this coaching can be. So watch when Jim takes into the backswing. I'm going to watch him go into the backswing. Now, notice right here, when Jim tries to get the club on plane, you remember where Mo was here? Mo had the club parallel. I'm going to change the color of this line so you can see it. Mo's club would have been right here, parallel and under, right? So we saw Mo parallel and under there. Well, Jim has rotated what we call flat. So his club is here. His club is on a flat plane. So he has a rotational problem because what he did was, look how much knee flex he has. So he went to make a backswing and he went like this and he went like that. And so his shoulders moved too flat and the arms moved too flat. And now what he's going to have to do, he's going to have to come over. He's going to have to come over the ball to get the club back into a plane to strike the golf ball. So by the way, I never looked at this swing before tonight's show. I would just say my coaches said, hey, pull up Jim Wendling and do a review of Jim's swing. And now you watch. He's going to have to come out and over. See, there it goes. See, it's over the plane line now. Do you see how now his hands are over the line? And I've never seen this swing before, but I know from where he positioned himself in the backswing, he's got to make a rotational move over the top. Okay. Now, here's my question for you. Now you're seeing what the value of us getting on video and getting feedback. Here's the thing, and Jim may be on tonight's program. Jim, if you're on tonight's program, Jim cannot feel what he's doing here. You don't know what you don't know. Jim sent this swing in because he wants some advice. He wants us to coach him through this. So let me give Jim some coaching advice here, and we'll get him straightened out. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fix the address position. I've got to get his knees and his pelvis pushed back. So I'm going to take Jim out of this position here. And by the way, this would be the lesson. I would record this. I would be recording this and sending it back to Jim for his review. This review would go into his coaching space. He'd have it forever. He could refer to this lesson. So in other words, I'm giving Jim, I charge $500 an hour. I'm going to give him a $500 lesson and putting it into his space. All right. So Jim, this is your $500 lesson tonight. So Jim has his knees bent and his arm position looks pretty good. And then he moves like this a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to straighten his legs. So I'm going to push the pelvis back and I'm going to get his ankle lined up with his pelvis, just like this. I'm going to line this up. And what that's going to do now, it's going to allow him to see my shoulder can now come more down on the plane. Look at the club can go up on plane now. Because this is creating a rotational problem like this, I've got to get him to be able to move this direction and not this direction. Okay? So has to start with the pelvis back. Now he can turn, the club can stay here and go up. So I'm going to work on those things with Jim. I'm going to fix his address. I'm going to get him on plane. And guess what? That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going past that. Because I could tell him, oh, Jim, you come over the top and you got all these things going on in your swing. All that's fine, but all that matters is matching the model in the correct order and then giving Jim the one most important thing he can work on at that time. Because if I'm going to speed up Jim's learning process here, I don't want to overwhelm him with 20 things. I want to give him 1. Go fix this one thing, and let's get you back. And in 2 weeks, let's see the result of this. Because I know that if I get this done correct order, I can speed up his learning process. So that's it. So you saw Jim's mistake. We would analyze that, match it against the model. I showed you Mo Norman swing. Then I went into how we go ahead and correct that. And I send that video review back to Jim, and now it's in his space. So think about it this way. I'm just going to lay this out for you. Where's my eraser at? Oh, it's right there. Scott, can you throw me the eraser? So let me lay this out for you, and I'm going to show you how when we do this coaching, and some of the guys that are on the program tonight, we have a lot of level 3 guys on the program tonight. You guys have already been through this, but let me show you what the coaching actually looks like for you when you come to Graves Golf and you want us to help you. Let me kind of lay this out for you. So you joined our level 3 program, which then gives you access to the coaches. Now, like I said, there's coaches online right now that are doing reviews, maybe 100 a day. We have multiple coaches. We are limited in our number of coaching spaces we have, though, because we can only do so many reviews a day. Let's say we get 100 reviews in one day sometimes, and the coaches then review those lessons. They're doing exactly what I did with Jim here. They're looking at the swing, they're matching it to the model, they're doing the analysis, and they're picking that one thing. But here's what's great about it, is they do a review and instruct, and that goes into your space. In other words, your personal coaching space. So now I'm taking that review and I'm putting it into your personal coaching space where you can communicate with the coach in your space. It's just you and him. So now the coach puts a comment in there. Hey, Jim, it's Todd. I want you to look at this video. You're working on your backswing position. Make sure your knees are straighter at address. I'm showing you the correction. And then Jim goes and works on that. Then he resubmits a video, guess where? In his space. So now we have this communication dialogue between me and you, the student, between the coach and the student, and we're tracking your progress, seeing that we have some measurables. We're not randomly going about this. And then Jim corrects the things we want him to correct, then we can move to the next thing. Do you see how I'm speeding up the process here? It's all because of communication here. We're communicating here back and forth. See, this is the problem that people have with trying to get better at golf. They're randomly going about it by themselves. They're not getting coaching. They're going to the range. They're guessing. There's no consistency in this. Now think about this. I'm working with the coaches in level 3. I give Jim his one thing. He goes and practice. He sends another video in a week later. I look at that video. All right, Jim, looks like your address is doing better. Let's work now. Your backswing's looking better. Let's check out your downswing. See, I'm making progress now in the proper order against the model, and I'm speeding up the process through consistency. Consistently working correctly towards the model. That's it. That's how we do this. That's why we've been so successful at Graves Golf. That's why we've been so successful as a company. We have thousands of people we coach online right now that are sending videos today to the academy. Many people don't know that we do this. This is a large part of our business is coaching online. And the good thing about it doesn't matter where you live. You can live in the UK, you can live in Canada, you can live anywhere and send your videos in, and we're coaching online full time. So this is a great feature that a lot of people don't know that we do. It's about 1/3 of our business is coaching people all over the world online in our level 3 program. So that's what it is. Now, I told you that I charge $500 an hour. I would never charge Jim $500 an hour. I have a much better program for you where you can take advantage of our program in this. Let me show you what tonight's program is all about. This is our level 3 program. Here's what you get. Now, we say 12 months. This is 1 year of coaching program. We love to see people involved with this and into our coaching program because we can build this constant communication and consistent lineup of giving you instruction. The 12 months of coaching in level 3 is $999. That's what it costs for a year's worth of coaching. And then the coaches work with you to give you your blueprint. This is your blueprint, by the way. We're building your blueprint inside of your coaching space against the model. So we're giving you your plan of activities that you're working on. We keep you accountable to everything you're working on to fix your golf swing issues in your swing. We also give you access to the reinforcement tools we have, which is our on-demand site. In the on-demand site, we have videos and instructional information. Let's say you have an issue with your address position, you can go watch videos about the address. You can actually type in address position and it'll bring up multiple videos. You can learn more about the address. If you want to take a deep dive more into the resources we have. So we give you access to that. It's another $1,000 price tag for that per year. And then we also give you access to our VIP community, which is the Single Plane Academy. Inside there's also instruction, but that's where the coaches hang out. That's where we hang out with you. You ask questions. I pop in and do live sessions once in a while. That's our VIP community. So this is everything for tonight's offer, is if you guys are interested in joining me at level 3. Now, this whole package we're giving you for $699 tonight. So all this included, but here's the thing. I want to do something for you tonight. So let me put this up here real quick. So our level 3 is $999, but we want to get people started quickly in this program. We want to get you building instruction in your space and working with the coaches. So I'm going to put you in our Fast Forward program. Our Fast Forward program is what we launch in the wintertime that gives you access to consistent training for the next 5 months. So I'm going to give you our Fast Forward program. It starts December 15th, by the way, so it starts next month. So I'm going to put you in that as well. So now you're not only can you work in level 3 with the coaches, we're going to get you in the Fast Track program with Fast Forward. And now here's what I'm going to do for you tonight only. If you guys want to join me in level 3 for the next 12 months, tonight only, I'm going to give you $600, basically what you paid for this. So I'm going to give you the entire package for $699. That's for everything I've talked about tonight. That's the entire package. But I'm also going to give you $600 credit. So I'm almost giving you the exact amount you paid for in the program. I'm going to give you $600 credit towards a golf school. That means if you want to come to a golf school, you take $600 off the price. So if you really are deep diving down, I think it's always important to work with our coaches online. I think it's important to have us consistently work with you inside our programs. That's number 2. And also come see us in person, because when you're involved in this and you want to come to a golf school, I can give you $600 off of that if you're on our level 3 program. So there's a lot of perks to being a level 3 member. Now, what I want to do also is I want to bring one of our coaches up real quickly. Do you have a microphone on? Okay, do you have a mic? Okay, I want to bring a coach up really fast. And what I'm going to do here, and it's a bit unscripted, I want to talk to Scott Renfro, one of our master coaches, and ask him particular questions about what he sees when our students are speeding up the learning process being in level 3. Scott spends more time in level 3 than any of the coaches. And then Scott's going to identify some of the things, the most common things we see in the swing. And what I'm going to ask Scott, I haven't told him any of the questions I'm going to ask him yet. I'm going to prompt him with questions that are going to help you kind of understand how level 3 can really speed up your learning process. All right, Scott, thanks for joining me up here.
Yes, I'm fully prepared.
Yeah, totally unscripted tonight because I just grabbed you out of your office.
Yeah.
So a couple things that we've done in the last year, we have built a Single Plane 30 program, which is our monthly training program. Yes. Many of the people that are watching this have been on Single Plane 30.
Yes.
The next best step for people that leave Single Plane 30 is to join level 3.
Without a doubt.
So level 3, by the way, what I just kind of presented to you, is when you're getting coaching feedback from us. So people will go through our Single Plane 30. That's a lot of times our very first experience with the single plane swing. Mm-hmm. If you haven't been through Single Plane 30, you need to go through it. It just started yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Just started for the November. It goes once a month, every month. So you're in Single Plane 30, you just finished Single Plane 30, now you know the swing mechanics. Now it's time to get feedback from coaches.
Yes.
Usually we recommend that by the time they left Single Plane 30, they're getting feedback from coaches in the last week or so.
Right.
So you're in level 3. They're sending videos into the coaches.
Yes.
Okay, what are we seeing people, what's the most common thing we see when people start sending videos in? Are they practicing incorrectly? Do they think they're doing it, but they're not doing it? What do you see as a coach that we could say, what's the most important reason they should send a video in the minute they walk out of that?
It's actually a very easy question to answer because you can't feel what you do.
Right. Just like Jim.
It's just like Jim. I mean, it's just like me. I mean, none of us can feel what it is we're doing. We go through a class or we've adopted the swing. We're trying to do this, but we don't. We only know what we feel. We don't know what we can't. What we
can't feel.
We can't see it, and seeing it when we see it on video, get a coach's feedback on it, it helps us develop new feelings for what correct is. And that is by far the biggest thing is when you look at it and you video yourself and you send that to the coach, then you and the coach are looking at the same thing and you're developing the correct feelings for you of matching the model.
When a guy joins level 3, what protocol do you like to see him follow? How many, 2 videos a month, every 2 weeks roughly?
The best, I mean, we've been doing online coaching for years, and the best cadence to that is that you go record yourself, you send that into the coaches. The coaches, we're going to turn that around typically within 48 hours maximum. And they're going to send you the one thing. They're going to send you, this is what you need to go work on. And then go spend some time practicing that, analyzing it yourself, looking at it on your video for yourself. Spend a couple of weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks working on that, and then send that back to the coach and say, hey, okay, how is this looking? Is this getting another video to the coach? So it's just that's continual ongoing.
Consistency.
It's consistency. It's all about consistency.
It's all about, because here's what happens, and this is what I've seen in the coaching program. You're going to send a video in. You're going to join level 3. You're going to send a video in.
Yeah.
The coach is going to tell you to do something. You're going to go try to do it. You're going to send another video, and the coach is like, not quite.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then you're going to go exaggerate it more. Push the pelvis. Jim, push your pelvis back more. Straighten your legs a little more. I know it feels weird. And so what happens is you get a communication. That's why we have this coaching space. You're getting a communication with the coach, and you're learning how to make changes with the coach as your guide. See, this is where people fall apart. They think they're just going to get a quick tip. Right. It's not a quick tip. It's a coaching process.
It is the process. It's what we talk about. It's all about matching the model.
See, people aren't involved in the process. Here's the thing. These guys know around here that I hire coaches all the time to do all types of stuff, like whether it's in business or fitness or anything that I want to learn, I go hire a coach for. I find somebody that's really good in that space and I go hire a coach for it. I don't learn it the first time I see them.
No.
I get overwhelmed actually. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a lot here. And then as the more I do it, the better I get at it. And now all of a sudden I refine it down to where I get the most out of the program. So when you first join level 3, and I'm sure a lot of people tonight will join, when people join level 3, submit a video and start building that coaching relationship and start understanding how this thing can really help you. And then you get a consistent training process.
Yeah, well, and that's, I mean, even when people adopt the swing for the first time, whether they see it on YouTube or through our marketing efforts or things like that, it's a lot of it's a simple swing. It's biomechanically the most simple swing. The difficult part of that is the biomechanical part.
It's communicating the changes.
Yeah, it's being able to feel and see the change, and then I think it's something we talk about often is getting out of order. Is people, is like, well, the ball's doing this, but...
See, the difference between what Scott's saying here is you guys are practicing for a ball flat result, and we're coaching for a swing result.
Correct.
So we're fixing what's causing the ball flat result. We're teaching from a causal perspective. Right. So you're going to send us, guys, you can hit a ball perfectly, and if your swing doesn't look good, we're going to want to fix something. Yeah. Because we want consistency in your swing motion. So you might say, God, I hit that one really good. But we're going to say, yeah, but you're still a little flat going back. We want you to fix that. Why? Because we want more consistency. We know you can be better. So we're going to coach you through the model and get you better with the coaching.
In the order.
Yeah. We like to see bad swings and good swings in the coaching process. It doesn't really matter. We want to see the motion because we're going to improve on that motion, the cause of what's going on.
It is, the thing about the level 3 program is that the entire coaching staff is trained to work in the order. It's, so if it, like what you see with Jim over here, what you were seeing with Jim earlier, isn't it, we're going to start at address. It doesn't really matter, when we look at that, because all of his problems are caused. The cause is right there at address. So we're going to fix the cause. Jim probably hits the ball pretty decent, but he can hit it better, and he can hit it better consistently.
That's the thing. Guys will come to me and they're already pretty good, and I can make everybody better. So I'm always going to push you to get better to the next level. That's what coaching's all about.
Right.
Actually.
I mean, and so, getting in level 3 and building that coaching relationship, the nice thing about it is that you're always staying in the right spot.
Why do you think people, we have a couple hundred people go through our single plane 30 every month, and only about 20%, 15% join level 3. Why don't more people join us in level 3?
I think it's as a former hacker myself, we've just been conditioned that there's a tip that's going to do it for us, and it's not. We don't look at the golf swing as a
process,
as a process of building a very athletic movement, and regardless of age, I mean, it's we can build an athletic movement, and we can build a golf swing that is not only consistent but ideal.
Just so you know, like, I don't coach a lot of people, but I do have a private client list, right? Guys that pay me quite a bit of money for me to work with them. Every day on my phone, I get them sending me videos, and I go in there and I do reviews with them. So I'm coaching people every single day, just like you are. We are literally a coaching organization. We are coaching people online all the time. That's what we're really, really good at. And so we coach from the ability for, all you gotta do is pick up your phone and send us a video. Look, I have people text them to me if they can't get into Coach Now. I just say, just text me a video, right? Yeah. But getting your Coach Now space, text it to us or whatever. We will look at your swing and then send you back the most valuable instruction to help you get better. To me, that's such an important process. As a coach, I'm gonna put this out there. I won't coach you if you won't join our online program, because I need a way to be consistently giving you feedback. I can't not see you for 3 months and go, I hope you're getting better. I want to see that every 2-week video. So I want to keep you on track. I got to keep you accountable. And I asked you this morning in your office, I'm like, what's our accountability protocol here? Because look, I don't want any of you to join if you're not going to be accountable to the program. If you're not going to use the program, you're not going to send videos to coaches, don't join, because you're not going to get better. You're only going to get better from consistency and utilizing the coaches and utilizing the program.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
so we send reminders out. So
yeah, so it's one of the things that we're starting to build into the level 3. It's already in our level 4, level 5 programs, but we're going to build into level 3 where, we're going to make our best effort to keep you accountable. Whether it may be a email once a month, twice a month that says, hey, Go check the address and grip and send a video to the coaches. Let our team take a look at it. Let us help you stay on track.
I have a personal trainer. Just a quick side story. I got a personal trainer, and I was utilizing him, right? I utilize him a couple times a week. But then I went to him, I was like, look, guys like me that are busy, that travel a lot, I like to plan my week out on Sunday. So Sunday's my planning day, and I plan my week out every Sunday. I do my planning. All the stuff I have going on that week, and then all of a sudden, shit hits the fan during the week, right? But at least I get kind of my basic stuff I got to get done. And I told my trainer, I'm like, you need to send me a note on Sunday evening, a schedule, so I can get on your schedule, so I can put it on my schedule, because 7 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever it is. So Sunday, all my coaches contact me on Sunday. I schedule my week with my coaches, put it on my plan, and it becomes how I run my week, right? My Sunday's my planning day. Well, I'm recommending this kind of same thing is guys, don't expect to randomly get better at golf because you decide to go practice one day. You're going to do the same crap you've been doing for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
How are you actually going to take advantage of coaching and doing what we do here, running through the formula, consistently running you through the correct formula to get better with our coaches? You've got to get smart about this.
Yeah.
That's why I've been pushing the intelligent golfer around, because I want people to start doing this more intelligently.
Right.
And by the way, we sent out a campaign this week. Don't go to my YouTube channel, guys. My YouTube channel sucks for instruction. I love doing it.
Instruction.
I love doing it, and I put some cool stuff on there. But if you want to get better, my YouTube channel, watching my YouTube videos isn't going to make you better.
No.
What's going to make you better is you send your videos to us as coaches, and we get to directly coach you on what you need to do.
Yeah.
That's the value of it.
That is it, because it's clarity. It's clarity on where you're at, and it's consistency, and you combine clarity and consistency, you can't help but improve.
Yeah,
seen it a million times.
Let me ask you this question. So again, I didn't prep Scott for any of these questions. If I said to you right now, if 5 of the people that are watching this join, let's say 5 people say, I'm going to join level 3 tonight.
Okay.
And we send 5 swings into us. What's the most common thing we're going to see?
Address.
A bad address.
Address. The address position. I lead the single plane 30 program every month. There's probably a lot of you on here tonight that see me every month. I do weekly calls with Matthew, and this is what I tell that group every month is the address position is like the foundation of the home. And if the foundation's not good, it doesn't really matter what happens afterwards. You will make movements that are compensatory. There's a 25-cent word for the day.
Nice.
if that address position's off, you start making compensations in the movement somewhere, and those compensations, those extra movements, those unnecessary movements are create inconsistency.
I have been to golf school. Scott's been at many of the schools as well, where we do the first session of the school is we present the address position, then we teach the address. And I have literally been at a school where within the first 30 minutes of teaching the school, and it's a 3-day program or a 5-day program, where the student has come to me when I fixed their address, said, Todd, that was worth the price of admission right
Every
there.
time.
Just learning how to set up to the golf ball. Here's the thing about it. That $6.99 that you spend in this program, you'll get the value in the first lesson, in the first video.
Without a doubt.
The rest, the whole year program, it's a bargain. The first video with you working on address. So do me a favor, Scott. I'm going to get into address position. I'm going to do face on first. I want you to point out everything we look for in address. Okay.
I have a tool for that.
Okay. Okay, so guys, you send a video in, you join level 3, you send a video in. This is how we're going to look at your address. I'll give you this for tonight so you have something to think about. Okay, so we're seeing a face-on camera angle now.
Yeah, so face-on camera.
So what are we looking for?
Okay, add the address face-on. I'm going to start from the ground up. So the first thing is we want the lead foot to have some rotation in it. So that is going to be the first thing we look for. That rotation is going to be important in your downswing. And then we're going to look for a little bit less rotation in the trail foot. So again, this is about stability of the pelvis in the backswing. We want to see from face-on, we want to see it's about 15, 16 degrees of side bend at address. We want to see the lead arm and the club shaft aligned.
And that won't line up if you don't have side bend, by the way.
Right, if you don't have this side bend function. We like to see the back of the lead hand towards the target. We want to see the club head underneath the nose. We want to see the head stacked on top of the spine correctly. We don't want to see it tilted one way or the other. Trail arm nice and relaxed. And then the last thing is you'll see the trail leg is not vertical. You're going to see some tilt. You're going to see the trail leg has some angle in it.
And Scott, one thing I look for, it's another side bend measurable that we look for. When I'm at address here, my right elbow, you can't see my right hip from that camera. And see, if I didn't have side bend, see, I can see my right hip. You see, I can't. My elbow's covering my hip.
Yeah.
So this elbow is right in front of this hip.
Yeah.
And so there's certain things I look for. That you mentioned the right shoulder arm being soft. If I had too much tension, it's above my hip. So I look for that right elbow position. So that camera angle and what the coaches are looking for is everything you said, and then just making sure we're looking for the geometry of all that.
It's a geometry. So now go down the line. So and this is all in one. It can be done in a single video. So you've got we did have a base on view. Now we're going to look at the down the line again, starting from the ground up. We want to see the ankle, the joint of the ankle lined up with the hip bone. That tells us that the legs are straight.
Versus
that the pelvis is positioned. Want to see a nice forward bend of the spine. The other big thing that we're looking for is the lead arm is visible above the trail arm. And then the geometry of this is that the club shaft and spine angle have a almost perpendicular relationship. It's not quite perpendicular, but we want to see that club shaft. If we draw that plane line, it's going to come right under the arm and out the back of the spine. That is the plane of that golf club. So that's just a short list of the things that when you send a video in, the coaches are looking at.
And what's funny is
address.
The thing we look for too is we start seeing nuanced stuff. We see a lot of people, if you wear bifocals, we'll see people put their head back like this. Well, that's a very compromised position of the upper neck, and it's hard to rotate. So those videos you guys send us are so valuable because we start seeing the cause, why you're having movement issues if the club's not moving correctly. Once we get you addressing perfectly, we see those little things. Is the head in the right spot? Is the tilt in the right spot? Is the pelvis in the right spot? Because as you go to move, those things are going to cause improper movement, improper club positions.
Right.
But you got to understand that we're highly trained in this. Like we've seen tens of thousands of videos. I mean, I'm a junkie. I look at swings all the time, but I'm always looking at what's causing that. Bifocals, head position, spine tilt, pelvis back, knees too bent. All those things are cause movement compensation. So guys, this is what we do. This is who we are. We're built to have you send us videos and do all this coaching online.
Yeah.
And to me, a question for you too is and maybe just more of a comment. is, people think I'm going to come in for a golf lesson, right? I'm not a huge lesson guy. I'm a consistent guy. So if I can't see you consistently more than once, I don't want to give you a lesson. I really don't, because I'm going to give you, I promise you I'll give you the correct information, 100%. I will give you perfect information on what you need to work on. But if I don't get to see you again consistently, if you're not going to send me any videos, Scott, or I'm not going to see if you corrected or not, what good did that information really do if I'm not getting any feedback that actually helped you? Because
that's it right there.
Yeah.
You can't if you really want to get better at the game, you can't do one-off lessons. You have to be consistent. It's consistency.
Well, and the communication thing, because there is something I might say, hey, I want you to lower your right shoulder. And then you send a video, I'm like, whoa, you've gone too far, right? Which is fine. It's part of the communication process. Sometimes you exaggerate stuff. You went too far. At least you went more than you were. Great. Let's adjust that. Now we got it right. So there's a whole communication side to this that lessons can't do either. It has to be consistently seeing you. The only clients I personally work with are people that I have a year with, at least, so I can see you more than once. And if I charge you as much money as I'm going to charge you, I'm going to let you send videos to me and catch up with me and do that kind of stuff. But that's what our coaching program is about, is consistency.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's all about the consistency. To finish that thought, if you want to get better, the one-off lesson, the YouTube video tip, things like that, they're Band-Aids. They're just Band-Aids. I mean, it may work for a few minutes and then it falls off. I mean, and we've all experienced that in our lives playing this game.
So I have one more question for Scott, and I'll let him get back to coaching. If there's one thing that frustrates you more about the world of golf coaching, what is it? Like, what is the one thing that you want to solve in the world of coaching that drives you crazy every single day? What is it?
That's a good question. I would say, having done this for a hot minute, it's lack of consistency and lack of a model. There is lack of clarity. Information, clarity for us golfers out there. It's lack of clarity for what it is we're trying to do. We all just look at this like, I'm just trying to get the golf ball to go towards that thing. Nobody has the information on the how is just muddy as all get out. The clarity of information, that's why we have a model here. We have a very clear, concise model to follow.
So my deal is very similar, and the thing that drives me, Chris, is watching people practice incorrectly. So when I'm on the range and I watch people practicing badly or not even doing anything right, I'm like, here's the problem with this. If you're practicing badly, you're still learning. That your brain-body connection is so intelligent subconsciously that you will learn bad too. So when I see people practicing badly, I'm like, you're learning badly. And to unlearn the bad, that's where it drives me crazy. I want people to spend their time learning the correct thing in the correct way consistently, because I know how good people can be if they do it that way. So that's my deal, is just watching bad practice.
That's a big one. That is a big one too.
We're all guilty of it. We've all practiced incorrectly, but it's just now that we own a golf academy now here, and not everybody here is a member of the academy. We have plenty of members of the academy that are not learning the single point swing. They put this practice here.
This is a practice.
And I watch it all day long. I'm like, oh my God, that person's never going to get any better, because they cannot get better from the positions they're putting themselves in.
Absolutely.
They'll consistently stay there. So I don't want the people that are watching this to stay bad. I want them to get better, progress, and we know we can help them do that.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Scott, man. I appreciate you. Anything else you want to throw in there before you take off?
I would just encourage everyone watching tonight. I mean, you make a commitment to yourself. This is not about a commitment to Graves Golf. This is a commitment in yourself.
Yeah.
Get on the journey, and you'll be shocked at what you can accomplish. What you can accomplish, not what we can accomplish for you. What you can accomplish.
Yeah.
It's I've seen it time and time again in my career here.
So here's the link for tonight. If you want to join us for $6.99, it's only $6.99 for 12 months of coaching and all the benefits that you get in the program tonight. Here's the total value of $2,700. What is that number?
$3,793
$3,793 plus, only for $6.99 a year, and this includes the fast track program starting December 15th. By the way, I forgot to mention this. This program is a $1,000 program, so if you renew every year, it's $1,000. But I'm going to lock this in for you at $6.99. So if you wanted to join for another year, next year you get the same price. We try to lock people in as long as they stay in the program.
Right.
So not only am I giving you $300 off for the program, I'm locking that price in for as long as you want to stay in the program.
Yeah. Yeah.
So support at gravesgolf.com.
If you're watching this and you're currently a level 3 member, and if you want to get the fast track bonuses, just send us an email. Send Tanya an email over. It goes to support@gravesgolf.com. She can facilitate getting you all set up so you get all these same bonuses.
So if they want to join tonight, what's the link for tonight? If you want to join level 3 tonight, what's the link?
It's gravesgolf.com, I think /fast track, bottom left hand corner.
Oh,
I don't
it
have
is.
my glasses on, I can't see that far. Yeah, gravesgolf.com /fast track. So
Got it. Fast track tonight for $6.99. We do have a giveaway tonight for level 3 or for 3-day school.
we're giving away a 3-day school.
3-day school for Thomas Pease from Clinton Township, Michigan.
Congratulations, Thomas.
So a 3-day school.
That's a $2,500 gift.
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome.
All right, so again, put that link back up there, gravesgolf.com /fast track. That is the $6.99 program for joining level 3.
Yep.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Okay, man, thanks for your
bet.
advice tonight. All right, appreciate everybody. Look forward to seeing you in level 3. Great time to do it. Get in level 3, start getting involved in our coaching program. Let us build you that space so we can start coaching you consistently. It's all about consistency. And then let's get you in the fast track program on December 15th. We'll see you inside the program.